The Long Night by Eva Maria Modric, directed by Alma Bench.
Should I have him bring you some coffee?
Thank you. Thank you. I actually drank another cup at home.
And I'm sure they'll be able to manage.
Of course, Doctor. As I've already mentioned, I worked as a nurse for 6 years. I kept night watch often enough.
Why did you actually give that up? I think you said earlier that you're working at a bookstore now, didn't you?
Because of the boy. This irregular shift at the hospital. And my husband is often away from home in the evenings because of his job.
And now, the boy's taken care of.
He's in a holiday camp in El Gu. Thank God. I'm so glad Stefan doesn't have to experience this. He's only 7 years old.
All right, then. You pick me up the minute there's any kind of change.
Doctor, he really hasn't been conscious all day.
That's not unusual. I mean, don't worry unnecessarily.
Not the slightest reaction. Connie. Connie. He has absolutely no idea that I'm here with him.
I'm afraid not. But it'll be fine. As I mentioned earlier, please don't let your head hang down right now. Check on him later. I'll be in the ward until 6 tomorrow morning.
Yes, a very long night, Doctor.
Familiar to you, I know. But still.
A long night. Yes.
That's how it all started this morning. And
No. No, you can't hear me. You can't hear me, Connie. Then I can't bring myself to ask you, what course of action would you choose if you were in my position? During this long night? For the day's discovery of everything. Emphasizing the benefits of you staying with your husband tonight, Mrs. Cantaba, given Sister Doris's absence. And your unique understanding of him. I could have screamed. I know you. Yes. Yes, I thought that too this morning.
Do you think you could please bring me some new music paper in case I use up the rest of it?
That I'll have to bring you your tools too.
Marlichin, I want to develop the idea I had last night, if you please. I'll call the others later so they can pick up the sheet music this afternoon, and then we'll have to get going before we've set up the system. For that kind of wedding, you can't expect me to be there before midnight, and rehearsal schedule soon. Tomorrow at 10 a.m.
the new idea that came to me last night.
Sure. Do you already have a title for the Uniblats?
Not yet. Wait, let me play it for you.
Oh, go ahead and drink your coffee first. I have to go soon. Besides, you can see the rings under your eyes.
It's been a long night. You, Malice, that would be it. You the Long Night? Wouldn't that be the title? Just tell me yourself. That would be something. The Long Night by Connie Canta.
Yes. And an hour and a half later, the call. With blue lights to the hospital. From Mrs. Poole stammering, the only thing I could make out was that they had driven you to the hospital with the sirens wailing. When I got here, you were already situated. In this room. Surrounded by all the equipment. But they didn't allow me much more than a fleeting glimpse side. Sure, I can relate. It's really bothersome when all the relatives are standing around. Then they sent me home. I was supposed to call every hour. And I did. I called every hour, Connie. The whole day long. No matter what had happened. When I got home. When I got home from the hospital. After first making sure the store was aware of my situation, as I opened the door, there was Alf. Mrs. Poole had just opened the door for him.
Malice. Mrs. Page just told me. What's the situation?
I don't know, Alf.
Maybe 50-50.
Make it, Malice. He'll definitely make it.
Mrs. Cantor, it was so awful. Yes, he was lying there. Or rather sitting. I mean, he had his head on the keys. My first thought was that he...
Of course, Mrs. Pear. We can imagine how frightened you must have been when he heard that at the Grand.
Piano. They found him at the grand piano. He brooded while we were playing.
Of course, I don't know. However, as soon as I unlocked the door, I noticed that the apartment was completely silent. I reasoned that it would be best to be... Considering Mr. Cantor may still be asleep, I intended to begin our work in the living room rather than the kitchen. This would minimize any disruption to his slumber, particularly regarding the noise entries.
Fortunately, you possess a key to the apartment, Mrs. Poole. It's unthinkable if it hadn't been found in time. I would have left if no one had answered my doorbell. It wouldn't have been the first time Connie had forgotten her appointment.
Yeah, yes.
But who could blame Connie? I would have just left on.
That occasion you could have entered through the patio door. The lock let us down again yesterday.
Really? So, I'll send you mine. It's reliable.
So, here it was. Playing. And out of the blue, he's never complained of heart problems before.
No. And he was so excited about the new record.
I have the studio booked for Thursday, but I don't make any progress.
He said, the record. You guys are definitely hinting at money.
Knowing Connie, he said, Alf is making a fortune this time.
Mrs. Paul, would you please make us some tea? But yes, I could have thought of it myself. You mustn't think he wouldn't be grateful. Al, without your help, we would never have been able to finance a record.
It's anyone's guess, really, but perhaps he'd already be under contract with a major company. I'm counting on him, so I'm also in the running when the contributor has his breakthrough.
To be honest, you've only been a hindrance so far.
Connie is just my hobby. Always importing, exporting. That would be too monotonous for me in the long run.
Are you? You're a good friend.
Do you think I should have emigrated back then? When you unexpectedly arrived one day with Connie, followed by your proposal that we remain good friends.
He's sitting here playing and suddenly... Oh god, that would be an elf. What is that?
Maris, what's wrong with you?
The picture, the photo, just look.
But it's always there. Con always has the photo of you and Stefan on the grand piano. Oh no.
Who is this child, Alf?
This child?
I have no idea, Malice.
This child, this strange child. It felt like his hand was in mine instead of Stefan's. A strange child.
I don't understand that either. A newspaper clipping. It's a photo from a newspaper. It appears that someone placed it behind the glass in such a way that Stefan, your Stefan, is completely covered by it.
What does that mean?
I don't know, Malice. Maybe
Connie?
Connie, are you crazy? Connie should use the picture of the untamed child and his own son. Oh. Alf, yes, that's him. That's what horrified Connie so much. He's sitting here, playing. His gaze falls on the photo room, on the picture of the strange child. In his heart,
Who was here in the house last night?
the whole band. Connie brought her home from the rehearsal. Then I went to bed. I don't know how long you sat there. In any case, it was a long night, Con stated.
And it would have made a wonderful title, The Long Night.
I want to know who this child is. Why was Connie so horrified when he saw the photo?
Please don't get upset. I'm sure there'll be a very simple explanation for that. Surely you have other things to worry about right now.
Yes. Yes, of course you're right. It's certainly irrelevant. The group knows.
Thank you, Mrs. Paul.
Alf, could you understand if I were to say I'd like to drink my tea by myself? Why did I send Alf away? I don't know. Yes. Yes, I do. It struck me all at once, a distinct feeling that this picture of the other child was a deliberate attempt to eliminate Stefan. This photograph from a newspaper you saw on your flight, Connie, fails to convey the feeling of being utterly rigid with dread, anticipating what might be coming next. You understand. Of course, that you have to find the key to unlock the door. No matter what awaits you behind it.
There we have it.
You see, I had the feeling right away that this photo had been published by us at some point. The little guy there in his leotard. You know, when you work in a newspaper archive, you need more than just a good memory. A bit of detective work is also involved. A photo taken outdoors all summer. A little guy in his leotard, so probably room fest. I'm absolutely certain that wasn't during this past summer. So if you look, you'll find, the little guy won first prize at the Children's Sports Festival. And if we are now fortunate, the image caption will also confirm, yes, there it is. Gunter Berthold, 6-year-old Gunter Berthold from Glocknerstrasse. Nice little guy, isn't he? Well, yes, he'll have grown quite a bit, I would imagine, that time. It's been a year already? Exactly. A year and a day.
Yes, please.
Mrs. Berthold. Yes. My name is Kanterp. I would have liked to speak to you sometime, if possible.
How did you say her name?
Marl Conte.
Huh. Please come in.
Thank you. If you would please take a seat.
Thank you very much.
Why are you still here after so long? So you know who I am. Well, I assume you are his wife. Concantis mania. Your attendance wasn't necessary. Regardless of the reason, one tries to suppress the memory of it. That is to say, I will never forget it, but I will try to move on from it. Mrs. Berthold, I have only one question. Is your Gunter Coney's child? What? You understood my question correctly. Mrs. Kanter, I never saw your husband and knew nothing about him until the day he ran over my child.
Her child is dead. Connie ran over a child?
You don't know that. But why did you come to me then?
Here. Here. This photo from the newspaper.
Yes. That's Gunter. 2 days before the accident, there was a children's sports festival. And 2 days later, he was dead. The day after tomorrow. It will be exactly 1 year ago. On the 17th.
On the 17th? On the 17th. But that's not possible, Mrs. Berthoud. Then it couldn't have been my husband. My mother's birthday falls on the 17th. And last year she turned 65, sadly. Connie wasn't able to attend. He had a concert, I still remember that clearly. A concert. But not here. I think it was in Göttingen. In any case, Connie wasn't here in town. So he couldn't have caused this accident.
You mean another man? With that unusual name?
Connie would never have kept something like that from me. If something so terrible had happened to him. My God, I know him. He would have told me. Did you see the driver of the car?
No. Gunter was alone when it happened. He was coming from a children's birthday party.
And the culprit was called Kanter.
His name was Connie Kanta. The police told me. A musician.
A musician in front of a station wagon. But Connie doesn't drive a station wagon. There must be a mix-up.
A station wagon full of musical instruments.
Mrs. Berthoud, my husband is a pianist, and when he and his band go on concert tours, it's always the drummer who's responsible for transporting the instruments. He has a station wagon.
But where did you get the photo? The newspaper clipping? If your husband had nothing to do with it.
Somebody, absolutely somebody, must believe that Connie was driving the station wagon. Someone who wanted to remind him of it with this photo. 2 days before the anniversary. Mrs. Berthoud, please? Please tell me. I have a child myself. I would certainly understand if you feel hatred towards a man who took your child's life. Please tell me. Did you bring this photo into our apartment? I don't hate your husband, Mrs. Cantor.
And I've certainly never been in your apartment. No. Why should I hate him? It wasn't his fault. And coming out from behind a parked car, he ran straight onto the road.
In the words
of the witness, no one could have stopped me in time.
There was a witness.
Yes. He happened to be standing at the window in his apartment above the tobacco shop, in front of which it happened.
A very reliable witness, according to the police, and the public prosecutor's office has also dropped the case against her.
No. No one was to blame. There were times I longed to have someone to dislike, someone to sue, but unfortunately such a person didn't exist. It was frustrating knowing I had nobody to blame or sue.
And what does your husband think about it? Gunt's father. Gunt's father left us 3 years ago. I had telegraphed him. He didn't even come to the funeral. By the way, neither did your husband, Mrs. Kant. But it wasn't him. I'm telling you, it couldn't have been him, right? Whichever driver ran Gunter down, that person didn't show up for the funeral. And why didn't I just leave it at that? Why, in that moment, didn't I tell myself, you see, it simply couldn't have been him. Connie would have gone to the funeral, definitely. And he would have told me everything. Pony.
If you could hear me now, you'd understand that the doubts started creeping in. I couldn't shake the feeling that something amiss. I simply had to find out the truth. Therefore, I drove home and meticulously checked through your contracts, searching your desk for that little slip of paper where you'd scribbled the title this morning. The Long Night.
Hello.
This is Ken Tapper. I'd appreciate talking with the landlord or whoever within your organization takes responsibility for the concert.
Right? You have come to the right person.
Ah, yes. Listen, it is the following. I am currently in the process of sorting out my husband's receipts for tax purposes. So here's a contract I discovered, and it shows that my husband exactly a year ago, the 17th of last year, was either scheduled to play with the Paladin facility or in fact played that match, or in fact played that.
The Paladin?
Yes. Yes, it is not his band. They hired the artist from the Paladin organization for only 3 or 4 concerts. And now their marketing efforts seem quite muddled. Could you possibly let me know if the concert actually took place?
Just a
Moment. We'll get that in a moment. Thanks.
Dad has it all neatly in the drawer. Just a moment. Last year, Mr. Cregan cleared it up. Yes, so just a moment, we've already found it.
The Paladins.
Played.
So they played.
Yes, I remember that now, too. There was another story. We had already printed the posters. And then at the last moment, the pianist canceled. So they called around for a replacement. 78, Mr.
Mrs. Poole.
Mrs. Purr, I have to leave again. When anyone calls from the hospital, please tell them that I'll be getting back to them shortly. Yeah.
Well, I'm supposed to remember that accident. Like that, an accident. It was right next to my shop. I mean, I didn't actually see it happen, but I heard the brakes squeal, and then I tumbled out, and there was the child lying there. Did you know the little one?
No, I recently met his mother.
Yes, you would have done better not to let her child out on the street alone. He ran right in front of the driver's car.
I heard there was a witness.
Yes, Mr. Genting, he lives on the first floor. He was standing at the window, but you can't find him now. I mean, if you want to talk to him, at most. You could talk to his sister who lived with him since her sister was widowed. You know, Genting still works there. But it was really astonishing. It somehow became a common expression within our household. And we all really admire Genting for making such a powerful witness statement.
I think he stated that the man who was in the driver's seat had not committed any wrong.
Hey, exactly. He said exactly what he saw. That the boy shot forward like an arrow from behind a parked car.
And why did you find that astonishing?
Well, you see, to understand this, you have to know Genting and his habitual rhetoric regarding all motorists. He always insists that every single one should be incarcerated, portraying them as pure criminals, and consistently speaking with that particular tone. You know, Genting used to be a cabinet maker. He had so much furniture from an assembly line, like a real cabinet maker. Anything and everything that man made would have been perfect for display in a museum. During a holiday trip on a country road, Genting was walking along the hard shoulder when Incidentally, he himself never drove a car. Yes, there's this speeder coming along, it flips over, and it hits the Genting. Since then, his right hand has been crippled, and he has never been able to use a carpenter's tool again. Because he caused the accident, the man was condemned to the payment of compensation, totaling 1 month's salary. 2,400 marks for a ruined life. Genting never got over that.
You believe that they would have understood had he not exonerated the driver who ran over the child during that incident a year ago?
Exactly. When he had them all together, the drivers. No, that was fair of him, especially since he was the only witness. The street was empty of people, and there's nothing going on here in the early evening. There are only 2 shops on the whole street. Me here with my tobacco shop and the music store over there on the corner. By the way, Wee Ting Ding works there as a jack of all trades. And back then I thought the driver of the station wagon was definitely going to Hippers. I mean Hip, that's the music store. Because the entire cargo area of the station wagon was full of musical instruments.
Did you see the driver back then?
Yes, you know. He was completely wasted, I tell you. He was a red blonde guy, in his early 30s, maybe.
A red blonde guy? Do you remember, Connie, what the midwife said when she showed you Stefan? You can't deny him, Mr. Kanpa. The carrot head. And now, Connie, tonight, I must make a crucial decision. A significant one. You or Stefan? Decide. I'm so scared. Calm. Wish I didn't know anything. I wished I'd listened to Alf's advice. He suddenly appeared just as I was leaving the tobacco store.
Maris, since when have you been smoking?
Alf, what are you doing here?
How nice it would be if I had a girlfriend living somewhere around here, wouldn't it?
I'd be happy about...
Yeah, I know. They'd love to set me up. But let's stick to the truth. I've been following you.
Following you? The whole time?
You're talking about the time. You dismissed me so you could enjoy your tea in peace, correct? No, I had to get to my office first. However, beyond the fact that Connie is constantly on my mind, I was frankly quite disturbed by how you responded to this rather mysterious photograph. I just wanted to check on you again, Allison. And then Mrs. Poe said that you had only been home for a short while, had made a phone call, and then you had just left again. Just now, she said. Maybe she's still waiting at the traffic lights. And that's what happened. What were you doing here in the tobacco shop?
I have...
Alf.
Alpha, please don't follow me anymore. Leave me alone.
What are you planning, Malice? Why aren't you at the hospital with Connie?
I told you they sent me away. Nothing who is so whole mess to call every hour, but I'm giving the same information each time. No change the franchise, no change the constant.
Let me help you, Malice. There's something wrong with you. What were you doing in the tobacco shop?
Buying cigarettes, magazines, or a knitting pattern. Oh my God, leave me alone. I don't always interfere in our lives. Sorry, Alf.
It's okay. I don't want to force myself on you. Just some good advice. Go home now. Try to get some rest.
I have to do something first. But I'm alone.
You wanted to talk to me?
Are you a Herard?
Yes. What can I do for you? What?
I really wanted to ask was whether you happen to know my husband.
Your husband?
Yes. I'm Marl Kenturpa.
Why didn't you say that right away? Come in here. Now we can talk. Your husband had given me his word that he would call this morning to let me know the precise time he would be collecting the car this afternoon.
The car?
Should you give me a message?
My husband is seriously ill, Hippert.
Oh, no. Let me tell you something, Mrs. Kentap. It seems to us, based on our interactions over the past 2 occasions, that your husband has been attempting to be sensitive to the issue, but this is not going to be successful. He can't just take the advantages. He has to stick to the contract. Maybe he'd like to have the contract in writing? Oh my God, we know he's naive. But to think that you can just break an agreement like ours as a smooth, drop out without warning. Maybe it's no longer necessary. The big hit has been landed. A gold circuit board is in sight or something. Seriously ill. Was that really true? Or did you come to fill in for him?
Is that even possible?
Have you ever driven a station wagon? Yes, when you say at the border that you'll bring the instruments and that your husband will come with the other music afterwards.
Now, border. It was supposed to be Connie's night to play a large wedding happening here in the city.
Just a second. What brings you to me at this point?
Because I've heard that Connie was seen somewhere near her business recently. But I'm starting to understand. There are reasons, understandable ones, why my husband never mentioned to me his involvement with you. And I want to know those reasons now, Mr. Hippert.
I've really let myself be led astray. So why hasn't your husband contacted me yet?
He's in the intensive care unit at the hospital.
Is that girl?
Oh, you can call the hospital.
Mrs. Cantor, but please go now. I have an urgent phone call.
No. I will not depart until you have given me a completely accurate account.
Okay, then wait. Hello, is that you? Could I have the phone, please? I'd like to speak to your boss. Oh, did he say when he'll be back? Tell him he should call me. Yes, it's urgent. Very urgent. Thank you, Beer. Feel it's best that we put an end to this conversation as it stands right now. Mrs. Kentapa.
You tricked him. You tricked Tawny into doing something wrong.
Tempted? Don't come at me like that. After all, he always had his advantages in this business.
If you don't pour me a glass of wine immediately, I really will. And if I have to involve the police...
You're pretty persistent. Police? You want to hand your poor sick husband over to the police?
Oh, Herbert, I'm done.
Very well, if you insist. Then I'll gladly make it clear to you that you would do well to forget the whole thing as soon as possible. For your husband's sake.
He's just a child.
A child? A dreamer?
What on earth has he gotten himself into?
Our business, in which your husband helps us, has been running for about a year and a half now, about every 6 to 8 weeks, and so far it has been carried out without any difficulty, and distinguishing a true Marconini from a particularly fine copy, especially in terms of its exquisite tone, requires the very thorough and highly skilled examination by exceptionally knowledgeable experts. Okay, in the long run, it probably hinges on the player's skill or the quality of the bow. There are violinists who claim that the instrument doesn't have to be that good if only the bow is a work of art. Did you know you could pay 20,000 marks for a good bow?
Please, could you get to the point already? What is a real Marconcini? A violin?
Luigi Marconcini from Bologna, late 18th century. Supposedly a pupil of Omobenno Stradivari, who was one of Antonio Stradivari's sons. Although there are those who claim that Omobenno never made any violins. Be that as it may, the fact remains that a true Marconcini is an exquisite musical instrument. Incidentally, it can be recognized by the delicate red varnish that Marconcini preferred. I assure you that I possess a certain amount of knowledge about my business. These instruments, we'll call them inspired by, if you will, are crafted by a very talented violin maker, who now lives outside our national borders. These instruments are inauthentic. In comparison to an authentic Marconini, they only vary in their price. And to correct this situation, we obtain expert opinions.
And what does Connie have to do with all this?
He's taking the car to a, let's say, unorthodox jazz concert. Naturally, he's got a perfectly filled-in contract for it. There are
no violinists at all in Connie's band.
Every single group which you will find listed on the paper there includes 2 violins. When going there, the cases for violins hold instruments from my collection not worth more than approximately 2,000 marks each, and on returning the cases, contain instruments for which at auctions more than 100 times can be obtained. The expert opinions then come in a different way.
So schmuckle. Lousy, mediocre schmuckle. And with forgeries too.
I believe they understand now that their husband does not have the authority to simply cancel our agreement. He has to ensure his availability whenever the unforeseen short-term delivery deadlines emerge.
Tell me, how much do you actually pay him for it? I know every market that Connie earns, why don't?
You ask him when he's well again. What's wrong with him?
This morning he's...
Mr. Hill. What happens to someone who wants to get out of a smuggling business like this, where 6-figure sums are involved? What do you do then?
Threats?
Hints? Signs that you have something on him? Wordless signs. Don't forget what we know about you. A photo, for example. Or a newspaper clipping.
Oh my goodness, what's that supposed to mean? A photo?
But he was innocent. But he was.
I must speak to that man who was formerly employed by your company. Genting? His name is Genting. Please, I want to speak to you.
I'm sorry, Genting isn't here. He got a call this morning. I don't know what it was about. Something family related, I think. Anyway, he took 2 days off.
Well, there you are again. Did you encounter anything?
Heb says he went home. Something family related.
Yeah. Well, when I'm in the store, it's simply impossible for me to see everything that goes in and out. Only his sister. I just saw her come home. Just 2 minutes ago.
Oh, think. You, Mrs. P.L., and Mrs. Knoppa. Please. I honestly didn't realize. Had absolutely no clue that you lived in this area.
Yes. But why are you here then?
I wanted to speak to a Genting.
My brother? You know my brother. But he never said anything about it.
No, I don't know him. My God, what a coincidence.
Not exactly a random encounter. I'd say, given that Mr. Cantabra is acquainted with my brother, which is the primary reason I received her. I mean, the job with you.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. It was my husband who hired her.
Yes. Which I was so happy about. To complete strangers. Well, I don't like that so much. That's why I was so happy. Oh my God. What about your husband? Mrs. Poole.
Can I speak to your brother?
He's not here. Look, I'm just getting home and I found this note on the desk. Let's see here. I need to travel for a few days, okay? Your birthday present is in the linen closet behind the shirts. I'll call you tomorrow, Gerhardt, for a few days. That happens sometimes. I mean, sending him somewhere for business. Just so suddenly. But you see, it's my birthday, so he won't forget something like that. He'll definitely call tomorrow. I guarantee you that. Despite everything. I mean, it's not easy with him otherwise. Why did you want to meet him?
Mrs. Poole, did you see the accident a year ago?
Why are you asking about it now? No. I didn't see anything, only Gerhard. I was in the kitchen. He had only just gotten home, but he still confessed everything to the police, didn't he? You know that, don't you? I waited until after 9 o'clock to have dinner, until he came back from the river. But then everything was sorted out. He himself stated, Mr. Contapa, that he's now leaving everything behind. You know that, don't you? What do you want from him now? She's certainly the least qualified person to be making those accusations against Hurd. You can count yourself lucky that Hipper was standing in front of his shop at the time, checking on the station wagon, checking the accident. But he couldn't play the role of a witness anyway. He was much too far away. So he immediately contacted Gerard, instructing him to go downstairs. As soon as the police arrived, he asked Gerard that if his brother were to resist, given his position with Hipper, he would be putting his employment at serious risk. What else can he do?
Mrs. P. Mrs. Poole, does that mean your brother's testimony was false?
It just happened so quickly. Hipper's call was followed a minute later by the arrival of the patrol car. He didn't have time to think. He left later, when it was really clear to him. He, of all people, lets go someone who ran over a child and killed him because he was speeding way too fast.
And he knew. I observed nothing unusual about you, Connie. And I assumed that I knew you. I could hear every thought from your expression. Feel your emotions when your hands touch me. It would be incredibly intimate. And it was all a lie. Even
then, Coney, when you came back from those trips across the border, we were together then, too. And on that night, back when you were, named Connie, we laughed together then, too.
That ate away at him. It sat inside my brother like a cancer. Sometimes I thought it would take the wind out of me. That someone would get away with it scot-free. Someone like that. A speeder, just like the one on the country road that time. But he'll get his punishment. One day he'll get his punishment. That's what he said. He'll always be punished. To be frank, I initially found it puzzling that he had managed to secure this position for me with him specifically. Especially given that he had even succeeded in speaking with her husband. Since that time, he has asked me every evening how Mr. Cantapa is doing. What is Mr. Cantapa doing? What does Mr. Cantapa say? As if he wanted to get into his life. But he always repeats this thing that one day, yes, one day he will receive his deserved punishment. He will suffer just like I do. Just as the mother of the dead child suffers, he will one day. What?
What did you say there, Mrs. Poole? Do you understand now, Connie? My fear. My insane fear. Would you understand? You could hear me. At first, with Hit Berard, I still thought that he and his partner with whom he had spoken on the phone were the ones who had the photo on your piano. But now, it all makes perfect sense, Connie, I assure you. I'm not being hysterical. I'm not kidding myself. Everything fits together, and in the end... As for us, Stefan, she was obliged to relate everything to her brother, Mrs. Poole. He knew everything about us, Genting. Connie, it all fits together. Did you have the same thought when you saw the photo on the piano? Is that why you were so scared to death? Because you had the same thought as me? You want to do something to our child, Genting. The day after tomorrow. On our anniversary. Suppose I leave now. And go fetch Stefan. Do you ultimately abandon his plan at that point? We'll never have a moment of peace again. But... Connie... If he calls his sister Genting tomorrow... and she's able to inform him that Mr. Cantopper has passed away. That Mr. Cantopper never regained consciousness. The news will be definitive, won't it? He can't be punished anymore. Nothing can affect him anymore. Connie Cantopper is dead. Connie? I have to make a decision. Stefan's life, right? In the end, I managed to learn how to operate these machines. It's just a matter of a few steps. But you must make a decision. Sometime tonight.
You, Malice, that would be it. The Long Night? Wouldn't that be in the title? And it would have been such a nice title, The Long Night.
Oh no.
Doctor.
Mrs. Cantor, it's not like...
No, actually everything is just as before. He hasn't come to yet. I was wondering if I could maybe have a private phone call, if that's all right with you.
Of course. In the meantime, I'll check on your husband. I wanted to make the rounds right away anyway. Dial 0, and you'll get the operator.
Yes, thank you.
Off. It's malice.
Bad news.
Alf, I know now. Today in the morning after I had driven off to the shop, you were already present at our apartment. You didn't just appear the moment I came out of the hospital, did you? You were already in our apartment before that.
Well, I'm asking you now in the middle of the night. Didn't you want to keep watch over Connie?
The Long Night, Alf. You mentioned the title. You suggested that the Long Night would have been such a fitting title, wouldn't it?
Yes. Connie informed me about his new title just yesterday.
Oh, no. Oh, no, that's not right. Connie only finished composing the theme music last night, and then the title itself didn't come to him until this morning. I was present when it occurred to him. He then jotted it down immediately onto a piece of paper resting on his desk. But the two of us, Alf, we weren't on this side of the living room. We were just standing at the grand piano, where we saw the picture, the photo of this strange child. Alf, you were already in the apartment before. Did you put the newspaper clipping in the frame?
But it
Was you, Alf? Why?
As I know you, you'll find a way to get that photo frame checked for fingerprints. Okay. Yes. I put the newspaper clipping in the frame.
What did you want to do to Connie with that, Alf?
Connie? Connie wasn't in the house anymore.
No longer in the house?
But I wanted to visit him because we actually arranged to meet in the morning. Just as I stopped my car in the parking lot. Opposite your location, they were in the process of carrying ambulance. It was only a fleeting, dreadful moment, but for that brief instant, I thought I saw you there, on the bar.
Yet, when I exited the hospital and saw you standing at the doorway, you and Mrs. Pohl together, you both gave the impression that you had only just received the news regarding Colin Kelly. You had only just...
She didn't notice my first visit that morning. Your patio door malice. Standing outside in the hallway, Mrs. Pohl was on the phone with her when the ambulance left. In my conversation, she noticed nothing.
And only then did you put the photo in the room.
This newspaper clipping in my wallet, I've never gotten rid of it. I happened to notice the child's name and photograph. And I unexpectedly recalled it when Connie recounted the accident to me the following day, the day after the photograph had been published in the newspaper. I honestly don't know. I can't remember why I went to the trouble of cutting out that photo and saving it. Possibly because I imagined that a day would come when I could finally show it to you.
Me? So you have the photo for me. I should see it. I didn't, Connie. And all these years I thought you would.
As they were carrying Connie towards the ambulance, my question to the nurse about his condition was answered with, no, he's alive.
Likely a heart attack.
At that precise moment, the thought crossed my mind.
If I placed the photograph on the piano, creating the false impression that it was the photo itself which so profoundly frightened Connie, she would never give up on finding out the truth.
Alf, given that Connie has already informed you about the accident, were you also aware of Connie's connections with that music store? So you knew. And you let it happen. You were there when they exploited him for such a despicable, terrible deal. This Hippert and his partner. The partner made the phone as soon as he heard the Conrank was there. The man wasn't there, but it must have been his partner. He insisted that he call me immediately, he told the secretary. Alf. He said, Bear.
B.
Alf, your secretary's name is Beate.
I suppose there are quite a few secretaries named Beate.
So you, Alf.
You.
Why shouldn't you know? You're not gonna go to the police.
Those trips across the border. Therefore, that was the price Connie had to pay for the fact that you covered the cost of his record production.
I gave you something in return. Maintaining the belief that your husband is something more than a very average musician.
And if I'm Connie tonight?
If you what?
Alf, if I hadn't remembered the details about the title earlier, if I hadn't suddenly comprehended the fact that you had substituted the photo and not Genting, as I had assumed all along, it wouldn't have been possible to unravel this mystery. Alf, I was about to do something terrible because everything fit together so well, because I believed that Genting wanted to do something to Stefan to punish Connie.
For heaven's sakes, who could have guessed that you would come up with such absurd ideas?
No, couldn't you? Or did you want that? Did you want me to make a decision that night out of fear for Stefan's life? So you wanted me to kill Connie for you? Kill that man who was planning to quit your business, someone who might even have gone to the authorities and reported you to... You sent Genting on his journey for this reason, then? To ensure I drew the very same keys I'd drawn previously?
But Marlis, don't you remember that I also implored you most earnestly to head back home before we reached the tobacco shop?
Oh, you know me far too well, Alf. You knew precisely, you knew absolutely that I wouldn't stop halfway if I'd allowed Connie to die from those machines that night. It would have been the murderer.
Maris, if your professed love for Connie had truly mirrored the depth you always implied, would you have embarked on the actions you took after seeing the photograph resting upon the grand piano? No. Anyone who truly loves Marlis loves with their eyes closed. They don't want to see the truth. You shouldn't have blamed me. Your mistrust would have killed Connie.
Yes. And then, in that situation, you would have come to me to offer me comfort and support. Alf, the good friend? Oh my God!
Mrs. Cantor. Mrs. Conklin.
Doctor, I'm
so sorry.
Connie.
Marlis, what's wrong?
2 minutes ago. Please, be calm. There was nothing more to be done.
Mal, say something.
You heard The Long Night of Eva Maria Mutrick. The following spoke.
Malis Cantapa, Eva Gark. Connie Cantaper, Günter Dubus. Alf Dorner, Matthias Pon-Ehe. Mrs. Pols, Strombol Sovsky. Mr. Hippert, Alf Mahom. Dr. Hans, Peter Thielen, archivist. Osterman, merchant. Arno Gorka. Mrs. Berthold, Renate Fuhrmann. Innkeeper, Frank Borowski. Music, Kurt Herlinger. Technical realization, Dieter Stroman and Gabriel Neugroder. Assistant Director, Christoph Brock-Pragua. Directed by Elma Bunch. A production of the Westdeutscher Rundfunk Cologne from 1986. Edited by Angela de Chiriaco Sustorf.